Hello scholars. Today we are going to start with Geography chapter 7, which is India, our motherland. You all are aware of this word India because it is the country where we live. It is the name of our nation, and it is called as motherland because it acts like a mother for us. We live in this country and it provides us with all the things whatever we need. India is a unique country in the world. And the reason of its uniqueness is its cultural diversity and vast geographical features. Ours is the only country which is having a wide variety of diversity and it accommodates all the differences. The vast geographical features of our country consist of different types of landforms like mountains, plains, plateaus, rivers, valleys, deserts, etc. And all these landforms presents a beautiful landscape of our country. It gives our country a different look. These different landforms describes the scenic beauty of our country. In north, our country is surrounded by great mountains which are Himalayas. In eastern part, our country is surrounded by Bay of Bengal. In western part, our country is surrounded by Arabian Sea, and in south, our country is surrounded by Indian Ocean. As our country is surrounded by these three bigger water bodies from three sides, that is the reason why southern part of our country is termed as a peninsula. India has an area of approximately 3.28 million square kilometers. It stretches from Kashmir in north to Kanyakumari in the south, Gujarat in the west to Arunachal Pradesh in the east. India is having a population of around 120 crores, and because of this, India is the second populated country in the world after China. India is the seventh largest country in the world in terms of area, and as I have already told you that the area of India is about 3.28 million square kilometers, which is 2.2% of the world's total land area. So now we are going to study about the location and extent of our country. First of all, we are going to discuss about the location of our country. As you all know that equator divides our earth into two hemispheres, which is northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. India lies completely in the northern hemisphere, which is basically the northeastern part of northern hemisphere. Tropic of Cancer passes through India and it divides India into two equal parts. So we can say that half part of India lies in torrid zone and half part of India lies in temperate zone. So this was the location of India on the world map. Next we are going to study about the extent of India. In reference to the extent of India, first of all we are going to discuss about the latitudinal extent of India. India stretches from south to north from 8 degree 4 minutes north latitude to 37 degree 6 minutes north latitude. As we have discussed that Tropic of Cancer passes through India and it divides India into two equal parts. So the states through which Tropic of Cancer passes is Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Tripura and Mizoram. These are the 7 states through which Tropic of Cancer passes and it divides our country into two equal parts. The north to south extent of India is approximately 3,214 kilometers. So this was the latitudinal extent of India. Next, we are going to discuss about the longitudinal extent of India. It means extent of India from east to west. From west to east, India lies between 68 degrees 7 minutes east to 97 degree 25 minutes east longitude, 82 degree 30 minutes east longitude, which passes through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh, is considered as the standard meridian for India. As India passes through 29 different longitudes, and as we know, time differs as per the longitude. So to have a common time for the whole country, The longitude of 82 degree 30 minutes east is considered as the standard meridian for our country, and the time that prevails on that longitude is considered as the standard time for India. Standard meridian of India passes through Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Orissa and Andhra Pradesh. The east to west extent of India is approximately 2,933 km. So this was basically the extent of India from north to south and from east to west. Next, moving ahead with the chapter, we are going to discuss about the boundaries of our country. As we have discussed in the starting, that India is covered by mountains from one side and by large water bodies from other three sides. So we can say that Indian peninsula or mainland is surrounded by Great Himalayas in the north, Bay of Bengal in the east, Arabian Sea in the west and Indian Ocean in the south. As we have discussed earlier, that India is a unique country in the world, and that uniqueness is because of the cultural diversity. So we can say that along with the uniqueness, India is a great country. It is great in various aspects. India has a glorious past. Its past describes the rich culture and wealth of our country. That's why in past India was termed as golden bird because of its riches. As we have discussed that it is having a wide variety of diversity. So that diversity basically includes different religions, cultures, various languages, a secular government, a vast range of landforms and variety of natural resources. So all these factors makes our country a different one from rest of the countries in the world, and it specifies the various aspects of our country. Now moving ahead, we are going to discuss about the neighboring countries of India. As we have discussed that southern part of India is a peninsula, and in north, basically in northeast, it is surrounded by Great Himalayas, and in north and west part, India is surrounded by different countries. India shares its international boundaries with 7 countries, and these countries are Afghanistan and Pakistan in northwest, China, Nepal and Bhutan in the north, Myanmar and Bangladesh in the northeast. In this manner, the whole northern part of our country shares land boundaries with different countries. There are some countries which are the island neighbors of India. So island neighbors of India are Sri Lanka and Maldives. Sri Lanka and Maldives both are situated in the Indian Ocean. It means in the southern part of India. Sri Lanka is separated from India by a narrow channel, that is Pak Strait and Gulf of Mannar. The land comprising India and its neighboring countries is together known as Indian subcontinent. And Indian subcontinent is having a great geographical and historical importance since the earlier times. So this was about the neighboring countries of India. Next we are going to study about the coastline of India. India has a regular coastline on both the sides of the southern peninsula. So in this manner, as the coastline stretches to a bigger area, the overall coastline of India is 6,100 km and the land frontier is approximately 15,200 km. It means the southern part of India that stretches up to 6,100 km, and the northern part of India, which is sharing land boundary with other international countries, that land frontier is approximately 15,200 kilometers. The southernmost point on the Indian mainland is Cape Comorin near Kanyakumari. This is the point where all the 3 water bodies meet each other. Earlier, the southernmost tip of India was Indira Point, which was in Andaman and Nicobar Island, which is at 6 degree north latitude. But it got submerged in the sea in 2004 tsunami. So now the southernmost tip of our country has been shifted from Indira Point to Cape Comorin, which is in Kanyakumari. So this was about the location, extent and the neighboring countries and coastline of our country. Now we are going to discuss about the political divisions of our country. As we know that India is a vast country and it is not easy to run our country with a single government. So for that purpose, our country is having a federal system of government, which means having two systems of government, one at central level and other at state level. So for the better functioning or better administration, our country was divided into 29 states and 6 union territories. But now, after the conversion of Jammu and Kashmir from a state to union territory, our country is now divided into 28 states and 8 union territories, which includes Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh as two newly formed union territories which are a part of our country now. These states are basically divided on the basis of their languages. Every state in India is having different language. And as we have already discussed that there are variety of languages and dialects which are spoken in our country. The states in our country are being governed by different state governments. On the other hand, union territories are the part of the country which are administered or ruled directly by the president. These union territories does not have their own separate government, and the president is having the authority or right to take decision related to these union territories. When we discuss about union territories, two island groups which are a part of India are also the union territories of India, that is Andaman and Nicobar Island and Lakshadweep Island. Andaman and Nicobar Island is situated in Bay of Bengal and Lakshadweep Island is situated in Arabian Sea. Both these island groups are the union territories of our country and an unavoidable part of our country and are being ruled directly by the president. So in this manner, all the different union territories are directly governed under the presidential system. So this was all about the political divisions of our country. With this we are going to wind up this chapter. So before ending, let's revise some of the important factors which are related to our country. India lies in the northeastern hemisphere. India covers an area of about 3.28 million square kilometers. The latitudinal extent of India is from 8 degree 4 minutes north to 37 degree 6 minutes north latitude. The longitudinal extent of India is 68 degree 7 minutes east to 97 degree 25 minutes east longitude. 82 degree 30 minutes east longitude is taken as the standard meridian of India. India spreads over 2.2% of land of the earth's surface, but it contains about 16.8% of the world's population. 17 states of India have common land boundaries with our neighboring countries. So this was all about our country, our motherland. So with this we are going to wind up today's class. Good day for now. Stay home, stay safe.